27, 28, 29, 30. Welcome to Thursday. And stop acting like a kid. What? Yeah, stop acting like a kid. Start reacting like a kid. If you think about it. And the reason I bring this up is because if you saw my post on the Book of Faces and the Instagrams yesterday, my little scrape on my back. Where did that come from? I'm going to make up a story because the real story isn't the real story. I'll tell you the real story too. But the made up story is I was walking in the park and this little girl came up and said, Mister, my cat is up this tree and won't come down. I love climbing trees. So I said, you know what? Cool. Excuse to climb a tree and a chance to be a hero. I'll get your kitty out of the tree, little girl. So I climbed up to get the cat out of the tree. And when I did, and I went to grab it, it moved out of the way. And my arm missed the branch that it was on. And I didn't fall. Well, I fell, but I kind of flipped around and I hit this branch. And when I hit that branch, it flipped me over and I caught onto another branch and didn't hit the ground completely. And that's what that scrape's from. It's a good story, right? So the real story and why I say stop acting like a kid and start reacting like a kid is because the real story is I went to the gym yesterday and after I got done training, I got in my truck and I was parked in a different place and I was facing a little park. So the park part's true. I was facing a little park and I was like, you know what? For some reason, I just felt like I should go like walk around this little park area because it was nice and green. I miss being in nature as much as I used to where I used to live up north. And so I was like, cool. So I go and usually when I get done training, if it's super hot, I take my shirt off and I'm just in shorts and my shoes. And the reason I take my shirt off is because I'm super lazy and I don't like doing laundry. I don't sweat much, but when I stop training and I get in a hot truck, I start sweating. So I take it off so I don't sweat on it so I can use it more without washing it, which is what it is. Anyways, I go for a walk and I'm walking around. There's a little concrete retaining wall about 3 feet high that you have to kind of walk over. The park was really close. I just stepped over it and went around. And I was just goofing around, walking around on the curb, balancing and enjoying nature and just having fun. On my way back, the little concrete dividing wall is, like I said, it's about 3 feet high. On one side is parking lot. On the other side is the park and grass and a little slope going down to the park. So coming back up, I was, walking on the curb, balancing and kind of zooming along. And I thought, I'm going to jump up on this. And it wasn't high, but I like to like jump up on things smooth and just like glide over it or whatever. And just, I don't know, do fun things. And when I did, arm's getting tired. So I come kind of skipping up to this thing and I go to jump up on it. And when I do, I'm just not paying attention. And my toe catches on the front of this little retaining wall, this little concrete retaining wall. And when it does, I'm in forward motion heading towards the parking lot. And the next thing you know, I'm like, I'm going down. Like this is not something I'm going to recover from. So yeah. So just because I know how to fall, because I from bull riding, from rodeo and different stunt school and different things that I've done, falling's not hard. It's the sudden stop that'll get you every time. So what I did, so when I came to a sudden stop, I just kind of tucked and rolled or whatever, but I hit the ground pretty good. And the whole point of this and the title of this, don't stop acting like a kid and start reacting like a kid, is because when I hit the ground, I was like, dude, that was bad. Like, that was the, how did that happen? This thing is like a not a high. Anybody could jump over this thing or onto this thing. And so I hit the ground and I just laughed at myself so hard because it was the funniest thing that had happened to me all day long. And then I realized, oh, I better get up, because if somebody saw me, because there was buildings all around and, the big windows and stuff, I was like, I better get up before somebody thinks that I'm injured. And so I jumped up and walked over to my truck, but laughing at myself the entire time. And that's the reacting like a kid in some aspects, right? A kid may have been like, oh, I'm crying or whatever. So I could have cried, but I decided to laugh. So next time something happens to you that is unexpected or unplanned, or you're like, wow, that was dumb, or that was unfortunate, or that was not planned, laugh at yourself. Literally laugh at yourself. I was cracking up. And then I realized, oh, my back's feels a little weird. And then I took a picture of it because I had to see it, just to see what it looked like. And nice little scrape. But that's the story. I like the kitty in the tree story a little bit better. But the point of the whole thing is the fact that we have complete control. We may not have control over exactly what happens to us all the time, every day, always, but we do have control over how we react to what happens to us all the time, every day, always. Good reminder for myself, too. And with that said, have an amazing day, because it's better than the alternative.